Milos was officially a colony of Sparta, but had decided to ride out the war by not engaging. Right? So it was, for the most part, a glorified neutral state, which was all but forgotten by Sparta. Milos had been able to, for at least a few years, take care of its own affairs without being interrupted, without being interfered with. Okay? What ends up happening is that Athens, one day, sails into its harbor, calls forth its diplomatic heads of state, and tells them, hang on a second here, guys. We've just discovered something. You guys are neutral. We can't have that. And the Melians are like, well, what do you mean? We're neutral. We're not bothering you. The Athenians turn around and say, well, we have a reason behind challenging your neutrality. Oh, and by the way, I came with an army behind me. Well, not really an army, but a navy. You see all those boats behind me? Yeah, they're loaded with cannons and guns and stuff, so I'm going to make you an offer that you can't refuse. Literally, you really shouldn't refuse this. Because it's either join up with us, or we could, if we really want, just invade you, conquer you, take all of your goods, kill all of your people, and sell the rest of you people into slavery. So it's kind of, damned if you do, damned if, sort of a thing like that. So I'm just going to tell you this much right now. We're going to give you an opportunity to join our alliance system without actually having to lose any, bloodshed. But if you say no, we're going to invade and we're going to conquer you. So it's either join us or be destroyed. And the Melians turn around and they say, well, wait a minute, we like our neutrality. Why can't we just stay neutral? The Athenian delegation responds and says, that's just not how things are. And from here we get a lot of the understandings of philosophical realism. A type of understanding that the strong do certain things. The weak just need to also acknowledge their position on the totem pole. Taken directly from the text, the standard of justice depends on the equality of power to compel, and that in fact the strong do what they have the power to do, and the weak accept what they have to accept. In other words, the Athenians feel that they are completely justified in forcing their own policy on a third-party state, simply because might makes right. We have the guns, we have the ships, we have the power, you have nothing. The other rationale is that as the strong state, as the power in the region, we not only have a certain set of options, additional options, that we can resort to, but we are almost compelled to do that. Well, maybe if it wasn't a war, we wouldn't care. But because we are at war, we need to force your hands. That itself is classical realism. The moral that goes behind that is simply, what's good for the region is good for Athens, and vice versa. What's good for us, the power, should, just by default, be good for everyone else. So it's actually good for you, Milos, to ally with us. In fact, you should almost be thankful that we are giving you this opportunity to ally before we actually go to war, before we open fire. We can just simply destroy you, but we're not going to do that. We're going to give you an opportunity to join up with us. Melians go back and forth over this. They talk about independence, they talk about justice, they talk about freedom, they talk about morals. The Athenians are just kind of sitting there waiting for them to finish talking. And the Athenians respond and say, that's all fine and good, but this has nothing to do with international politics. It has nothing to do. This is all business. If we were on friendly terms with you, if we allowed you to remain neutral, this is the thing, if we allowed you to remain neutral, everyone else in the region would say, hey, wait a minute, why did I have to succumb to Athenian hegemony? Why did I have to sign up for that? As a matter of fact, if we allow you to be neutral, that's a sign of us being weak. It's not us being friendly. It's not us being generous. Screw that. That's a sign of our weakness, that we actually allow someone else to go about their own daily business. Your hatred of us, you could almost translate that into your fear of us as well, is a direct evidence of our power. The very fact that we dominate you, the very fact that you subject yourselves to us, is all the evidence that we need to show that we're the hegemonic power and you're not. Oh, and by the way, you're an island. What do you plan on doing? You know, if you were a land power, that might be one thing, but oh, wait a minute, you're an island. You're a complete island. We don't even have to ask you this. You know, we can just blockade you. We don't even have to open fire. We could, if we really wanted to, just lay siege to you, because we've got more supplies on our ships for our sailors than you have supplies behind your city walls. You guys are going to starve before we do, because if we run out of food, we've got the supply line going all the way back to Athens. Okay? So therefore, it's particularly important that you remain under our influence. An island power, hell, Spartans don't have ships. Spartans walk wherever they want to go to. And it's not a fair fight. We don't even want to go to war with you because this war will be over in 5 minutes. We're not interested in genocide. We're just simply interested in taking you over. Okay? And we don't care about, the rights of man, and we're not interested really in, who's stronger or what. I mean, we are. We have the guns. We have the final say. Melians keep going back and forth over this by saying, again, well, we put our hope in the future. We put our hope that Sparta will come to our rescue. We put our hope in the idea that the laws of freedom and the laws of sovereignty will overcome the natural order of domination. The Athenians are listening again, and they're like, that's actually kind of funny. Good for you. You almost make me laugh there. Okay? Hope? Hope is nothing if you have nothing to fall back on. Remember, you're an island. Last I checked, Spartans don't swim. So what are you hoping for? Huh? What are you hoping for? Go ahead. Oh, you know what? Here, I'll wait 5 minutes. Let's see if hope comes. Didn't come? Right, okay. So it's either this or nothing. Look, guys, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but this is just the laws of nature. The laws of nature dictate that the powerful can do whatever they can. We didn't make this up. Okay? We're not setting the rules here. We're just simply following it. We're just simply going along with that. Oh, and you know what? You do the exact same thing. If in a parallel universe the roles were reversed, you'd be knocking on our door telling us to surrender, telling us to submit. So don't give us this whole notion of victimhood and sovereignty. Yeah, no. Okay? You had the power, you'd be doing the exact same thing. Okay? And don't think Sparta is going to help you. Milos refuses. So the Athenians open fire. It's not a fair fight. But Milos isn't so much defeated as it is destroyed. There's a difference. It's one thing to defeat whatever ragtag militia force defends the country. It's another thing to defeat the army, force conscription, and integrate their resources into your alliance system. It's something else entirely to burn it all to the ground. Right? Milos was destroyed. The male population was almost all put to the sword. Women and children were sold off into slavery.